Today I'm going to show you something very simple. It is called Sabudana Khichdi. It's essentially Sabudana are these tapioca pearls. Sabu is the name for tapioca, Dana means any kind of grain, and this khichdi is really a medley of potatoes, peanuts, tapioca seeds, and a few key spices. It is very nutritious, it's easy to digest, and usually a great breakfast or often something that's used to break fast. Now, there are a few things you want to do to ensure perfectly translucent, beautiful, non-sticky sabudana khichdi. The first thing is these tapioca pearls, they need to soak overnight. You want them well soaked. You do not want additional water because what you don't want happening is this turning sticky when you're about to cook it. And the next thing that I recommend is be generous with the toasted peanuts and do toast your own peanuts. I'll show you in a second how we do that. The peanuts are offering a nice dose of nutrition in this dish. In fact, it's boosting the protein content, and the rest of the carbs are easy to digest. The spicing is very minimalistic because that's the typical way when you're, particularly people who are observing fast for specific reasons, there is a restriction to the amount of ingredients they add in. This being said, along with the potatoes, if you wish, you can add in other vegetables if you're just having it for a snack or breakfast. So let me show you how we do this. So dry toasting peanuts is exactly what it sounds like. You put blanched shelled peanuts on a dry pan and toast them until they darken. You could use shell-on peanuts. What happens is the shell becomes quite brittle and you have the extra step of taking off the shell. So and all I'm doing here is stirring it so that it develops a uniformly darker color. And if you notice, my peanuts have darkened considerably. They don't need to become that much darker for the purposes of this khichdi. If you want a more pronounced browning, you can add in a tablespoon of oil, but I don't think, again, that's needed. And if you're where I am at this point, it smells very fragrant. And you know what it does to these peanuts is it almost enhances their naturally sweet flavor. So I use like a small hand mortar and pestle and gently crush this just so that it allows me to spread it more uniformly into the khichdi. You will see how I do it in. So the first thing I'm doing is I have some oil heating here. You want your oil to get nice and hot. And the spices that I will be adding are whole mustard seeds, whole cumin seeds, ginger and dried red chilies, and curry leaves. It does get finished off with cilantro, and something that's interesting, it boosts both the flavor profile of this dish is I like to use black salt instead of regular salt. This has a deep sort of savor and again notches up the flavor profile of this dish significantly. So let's see, we are about 2 minutes into this. Let's see how we are doing in terms of heat. The mustard does a good job of letting you know whether the oil is hot. Cumin first and mustard next. All right, I think we're in business. Dried red chilies and ginger. Give it a good stir. And next in, we are adding potatoes to absorb all those flavors. I have a bunch of colored potatoes in, like a few purple potatoes. I just had them. I love color, but you can use whatever you have on hand. So folks, literally there's no browning here. You just stir this until the potatoes are coated in the spices. I'm shaking in some of the black salt, and I'll shake in some more when I add in the tapioca seeds. All right. Stir, stir. And you give this about 2 to 3 minutes and your tapioca does turn translucent. And now you can see they're slightly translucent. I add in peanuts. As I said, I'm pretty generous with the peanuts. Stirred in. And I finish with cilantro. And there you have it. That's a nice, light, very easy to make meal.